Hello everyone, this is chapter 2 Cell, the basic unit of life, and this is a microscope, and this is a slide holder. And after observing what Robert Hooke observed, is the image here. And look here how it is looking like a honeycomb or a tiny boxes. So that's why in 1665 English scientist, that is Robert Hooke, discovered cells while looking at a thin slice of cork, that is a wooden bark, a very thin slice of cork he observed, and he said that the cells are like tiny boxes or a honeycomb. He thought that the cells only exist in plants and fungi, and he observed in a slice of cork, and this is a real image of the that microscope. And these are the scientists who have a vision in the discovery of the cells: Robert Hooke, Robert Brown, Hans Theodor Schwann, all these scientists. And Robert Hooke 1665 observed dead cork in the wooden bark and discovered cells. Then Antoine van Leeuwenhoek in 1700 invented the compound microscope, observing cells like saliva and blood. Living cells, these are the living cells which we can see in our saliva as well as blood, and discovered algae also. And Mansfelden, that is, he discovered all plants and every part of them are made up of cells. He told not only the bark or the living cells, but each and every part of the plant is made up of cells. And he also discovered the nucleus. And Schwann discovered in 1807 to 1893 the all animal and every part of them are made up of cells. He said each and every part of the plant is made up of cells, and he said each and every part of the animal is made up of cells. And he discovered nucleus also, and he independently announces that yeast is a living organism. Yeast, we find it in yogurt or curd. Then Rudolf Virchow, that is in 1858. He was best known for his omnicellulae or a cellular theory. That is, each and every cell originates from the another existing cell which is already there. It originates from them. So he is the first to recognize leukemia cell, that is a white cell. And in the mid 17th century, Robert Hooke used the term describe the structure of cork. And the scientist Antoine Leeuwenhoek, that is from 1632 to 1733, he made the first recorded observation of bacterial cells, and he termed it as animalculous, that is animal cell, that is animalculous, from pond water and tooth scraplings. And in 1830s, importance of cells realized. What is the importance of the cells in a living organisms? So German botanist, that is Matthias Felden, in 1804 to 1881 observed that despite differences in the tissue structure, tissue structures are different, but each and every part of the plant tissues were made up of cells. And Robert Brown, in 1830, he identified the Darmstadt. He was a Robert Hooke who discovered cell, but inside the cell, the membrane and the brain of the cell is the nucleus. Who discovered? That is Robert Brown, not Robert Hooke. Okay, don't get confused. He identified a dark string structure at the center of every cell he observed. So he observed different cells, from living cells, plant cells, fungi cells, each and every. So he what common thing he observed in each and every cell, that is a dark spot like structure, a dark spot which he observed in each and every cell. And that structure he named it as nucleus. And he observed that dark stained nucleus in a orchid epidermis, and this is a orchid plant. He is a Robert Brown, that is 1833. And this is a real image under a microscope, and this is a nucleus, and this is a orchid epidermis. And he in a living cell, that in a onion skin, that is onion peel. If you observe with iodine, if you peel an onion and you take a peel of that onion, a very thin peel, and if you look it under a microscope under 400x, and you just put a drop of iodine, you can observe the cells of an onion skin, and it is made up of cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, and the starch-stained nucleus. And that is onion peel skin. And if you observe cheek cells, that is in saliva. If you take some cheek cells with a toothpick, and if you put it on a slide and cover and put some iodine and cover it with a cover slip, you can observe this type of structure of your cheek cells. You can also do it at your school. And these are the parts of the cheek cells, that is cell membrane, cytoplasm, mitochondria, and nucleus. And these are the single cell microorganisms. This is a Calyptomonas. Under a microscope it will be about 10 micrometers, and you can see here flagella, and this is the movement of the Calyptomonas, and these is a diagrammatic representation of this organism. And these are the labeling of this organism, this structure on this flagella. Then it's a head, then cell membrane, then nucleus, mitochondria, starch grains, pyrenoid, chloroplast. All these dark green called as chloroplast, and eye spot. These are called as eye spot, and the cytoplasm. And this is a amoeba, which doesn't have any particular structure of its body. It had a pseudopod, that is a false foot. Wherever here it find a food, it will just prolong it towards that, and it will engulf the food, and also it helps in its movement. And this is a real image of amoeba under a microscope, compound microscope. And this is a Escherichia coli, which is a best example of a prokaryotic cell. And this is how the division is taking place within a minute. So how much division is taking place of Escherichia coli. And these are the parts of the Escherichia coli. And it doesn't have a nuclear membrane, and that is its DNA is not bonded in a nuclear membrane. And this is a longitudinal section of the Escherichia coli. This is pili, and these are the ribosomes. This is a capsule under which it is protected, and this is a membrane here, and this is a cell wall. This dark black color is the cell wall. This light or thin line is a membrane, cell membrane, and this is a cytosol, that is a cytoplasm like cytosol. In a cell we call it a cytosol. And this is a nucleate region or DNA, and this is a flagella which helps in its movement. And if you observe a single blade of a grass, and if you see under a microscope, you see all the structure like this of a grass strip. If you take a thin section of it or transverse section of it, you can observe all the structure of a grass, it having a different cells in it. Cross section of a single blade of grass. This is a cross section of a, and these are all, each and every, it is considered it represents a single cell. This is a transverse section of a stem of a Tradax plant. This is called as Tradax plant. You can find nearby places. So it is easily available. If you take a stem of it and you just take a cut transversely, that is in this way, okay, and take a thin part of it and you put it under a microscope, and you will observe this type of structure of it. And these all are the vascular bundles, cuticle, epidermis, dermis, and all the cells, vascular bundles, and the inner this, or each and everything you will observe. And there are types of muscles in human body. What are the type of cells are present? We have three types of muscle cells, that is cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles, and smooth muscles. See, in each and every cells we have a nucleus in the human body also. Cardiac muscles are present in a heart, skeletal muscles here inside the bone, and smooth muscles, muscle cells. See what their difference, and also you can see the nucleus. Darkly stained particles are the nucleus, and depending upon the presence of where they are present, it is having a different names and some different structures. This is a nucleus, this is a muscle fiber cells, and these strips like called as striations. and these here also. Then muscle fiber, intercalated disc, these are called as intercalated. See the differences, intercalated disc, and this is a nucleus. Then muscle fiber and nucleus, these are the type of muscle fibers. And type of muscles, what are type of muscles? Cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles, and smooth muscles. Where we can find it means cardiac muscles in heart, skeletal muscles in where we have muscles, bones, and the smooth muscles we find inside the organs like liver, stomach, intestine, large intestine, small intestine, pancreas, gallbladder, each and everything. Okay, and these are the cells. How they have if we cut in a transverse section, the cells. This is a we are seeing a longitudinal section, but if we cut in a transverse section, we can see how the structure it will be. These are called as the mesenchymal cells. These are the collagen fibers, and these are the ossification center, and these are osteoids, and these are osteoblast, and these are osteoid and osteoblast. These are osteocyst, newborn matrix. And then how the blood vessels penetrate into the bones. Then you can see mesenchyma form the periosteum, that is trabeculae, the inner surface of the muscle cells. Then blood vessels, how they are penetrating into it. Then this is a fibrous periosteum, osteoblast, then compact bones and spongy bones. So here we have a compact bones, whereas these are the spongy bones. The cavities contains red marrow, that is from bone marrow only, and different types of cells produced. And what type of cells we can see inside our body. So this is here beneath the skin. Let's start from A. Okay, loose connective tissue under the skin. Under the skin, what is present? Loose connective tissue. This one. What are the parts of this cell? Cell, collagen fibers, and elastic fibers. That's why our skin have a elasticity. Then fibrous connective tissue forming a tendon, collagen fibers, and the cell nucleus. This one under the skin we have this cell, fibrous cell, and these are the parts of the cell. And then we have a adipose tissue, that is a fat tissue is present, and it consists of fat droplets, and the cell will look like this. These are the cells. And then we have inside after the adipose tissue we have a cartilage at the end of the bone. Cartilage means here at the end of the bone. We if there is a gap here, people suffer from that is pain. They have a severe pain. So these are the important which provides the elasticity to the bone movement, and these are called as cartilage. At the end of the bone we find this type of cells, cartilage forming cells, and this is a matrix. And comes the bone cell is like this, and it is a central canal here. This is a central canal, then matrix, then bone forming cells. How the bone is also made up of cells. These are the bone forming cells, then the central canals from where the blood vessels penetrate, and the matrix. Then we have inside the bone we have a cells or a blood, from where the blood cells are made. In a bone marrow, blood cells are produced. So red blood cells, white blood cells, and plasma are made in these cells. Okay, here, and these are transferred to the all the other body parts. Important cell, that is the nerve cell. And first we will see the parts of it, then we will see its function. The first, axon terminal. This tail like structure we are seeing, no projections. These are the axon terminals we called. And this brown spot, it is a Schwann cell. And this yellow portion we call the myelin sheath. And this from where it is ending, the myelin sheath, is the axon or the neck. and here this is a cytoplasm or fluid is present, inside which nucleus is present, and these all the structure is called as dendrite, and this is a soma and nodes of Ranvier, and the gap between the two myelin sheath is called the node of Ranvier. And how the it works, where it is present, see where it is present and how it works. See how the if something happens to, if someone pinch or someone beat, how we react. If we burn our hand, immediately we will just react and we will just take an action. We will just remove our hand, and how the information goes to our mind. See here how it goes. These are the signals goes to the mind and ultimately towards the nerve cells, which is present all over the body, and we will just react and the actions happen. See here how they are interconnected. Each and every nerve cell is interconnected, and how fast it is, faster than the I think light. It works with the blood cells. In our blood we see a red color blood, but inside the blood we have a different type of cells, and those different types of cells consist of, this is a blood vessel in which the blood flows, and it will goes to all body parts from tip of our nail to the all each and every organ of our body. Okay, see here, this is a blood vessel, and these are the cells present inside the blood, that is white blood cells, and then this is the plasma, and these are the platelets, and these are the red blood cells. These are the major 4 types of cells. In this also we have different categories. Okay, red blood cells, platelets, plasma, and white blood cells. And type of blood cells, that are neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocyte, monocyte, platelets, and erythrocytes. Erythrocytes are the red blood cells. Platelets are the these also plays which helps in the clotting of the blood. Leukocytes, that is leukocytes is another name is white WBC, that is white blood cells, which is again is divided into 2, that is a granular, granules means in this we doesn't find granules, but whereas in this we find granules. See here inside this the cytoplasm, we are can you see granules? No, but here beside the nucleus and all the outside the cytoplasm or the inside the cytoplasm we can see a number of granules. So that's why granular and agranular. And this are the lymphocytes and monocytes. And in lymphocytes is again have T cells, B cells, and NK cells, that is natural killer cells. These are the 3 types of cells in lymphocytes, and it should be present 20 to 25% in a human body. And monocytes, that is it should be present up to 3 to 8%. And granular cells, that is basophils, neutrophils, eosinophils, and this should be range between these 5 to 1%, 60 to 70%, 2 to 4%. And these are the types of WBC, that is agranular, granular. And lymphocytes, monocytes, lymphocytes, T cells, B cells, and NK cells. Then granular, basophils, neutrophils, eosinophils. Bloodstream, blood stem cells. How? Myeloid stem cells. This is the from where it is starting and how it is differentiated and how the tree diagrams and from where what type of cell is produced. And this is the overall picture of a cells of a in a blood. Okay, blood stem cell. In a stem cell that is inside the bone, we have this stem cell. Then it is divided into 2. That is myeloid stem cell and a lymphoid stem cell. Then myeloid stem cell is divided into red blood cells, platelets, and myeloblast. And then it is a granulocytes, that is granular cells. And where we have seen in granulocytes 3 types of cells, that is eosinophils, basophils, and neutrophils. And whereas lymphoid stem cells converts into a lymphoblast, and it again divides into a, that is B lymphocytes, T lymphocyte and natural killer cells, and these all together called as white blood cells, which have the ability to fight against foreign bodies, that is bacteria, viruses. It will help against, and they will also produce antibodies, okay, against what, all the whatever attacks us, that is microorganisms, bacteria, fungus or any viruses. And these are the yeah, blood grouping. Blood grouping is not there, for just your information. If you want to have a look that is like in red blood cells what is present, antigen A is present, and plasma have the anti B antibodies, like that.